Vijay Kumar ji.
Yeah.
The second verse, second line, Nahya Sanyasta Sankalpa. So the Anvaya is Nahi Asanyasta Sankalpa Na Kaschana Yogi Bhavati. So there are two nas.
No, the one na only has to be there. If there are two nas, then it will become not and not. So it will negate each other. So one na only is there. There's no second na in this shloka anyway, right?
Right.
So, okay. So then what we do is, he asanyasta sankalpaha yogi kaschana na bhavati. Or kaschana yogi na bhavati. That is better.
Okay.
We don't need two nas there.
Okay.
Because
So
there is asanyasta, because A itself has a na there. One who has not given up the sankalpas. The A is also a nakara, right? Nahi asanyasta. That A is also.
So so it is he asanyasta sankalpa.
Correct.
So the he, what does that mean?
He means because the one who has not given up the sankalpas cannot be a karma yogi. Yeah.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah, Haraprasad. Yeah, one second.
Mahodaya, couple of questions. One is it instead of saying sasanyasi cha yogi cha, is it same? You can remove the cha in the middle, right? Sasanyasi yogi cha.
Yeah, you can remove the cha. You don't need two chas.
Okay. And the other thing is.
So why are there two chas then?
Well, the way I have learned it is, if there are two objects A and B, it can be A cha, B cha, or A B cha. Either way is correct, they say.
Correct. But here why there are two chas?
Chandas.
Oh, because
Chandas.
Because
Chandas.
it is.
Somebody said Chandas. Chandas.
Okay.
If you take one cha out, then Chandas is gone.
Okay. It's Anushtup. All over.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. And you are talking about Agni Karma is not done by sannyasis. In Ramakrishna, in many Swamijis of Ramakrishna Ashrama who are very highly realized souls, they perform homa. Is it is not, are we implying it is not because of them? They just want to set an example to the others who are there?
Yeah, so that question, really speaking, we have to ask them, okay? And we can't answer that question for them. So it could be that, or they may have a different tradition. And we are talking about the traditional understanding of sannyasa. And they may be doing it for a particular reason. So that we have to ask why they do that. And most likely, my guess is they may be doing it as an example for others. That's my guess, but we have to check with them.
I see. Okay. And the third question is, you said you translated he as because. Is it not he is sometimes shown as indeed? So yeah, indeed and because doesn't mean the same.
They are not the same. The two English words don't mean the same. No. So here,
I'm talking about the meaning, not the words. The meaning itself.
Yeah, he has different meanings. He has different meanings in different contexts. So here the contextual meaning is because.
Okay.
Because. Indeed because.
Okay.
Indeed because. Because in that way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Indeed, because indeed we know that this, like that is saying.
Okay. Okay. Correct.
Ah,
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya.
sure. Rukmini ji.
Jay Kumar ji, you said ashrama sannyasa is that kashaya vastrani dharayanti. That you can, I understand that. But vidvat sannyasa is one gains vidvatvam, then only they can go to ashrama sannyasam. No?
So the sannyasas that we talked about are Vividisha sannyasa and Vidvat sannyasa.
Yeah.
And Vidvat sannyasa is somebody who's gained the knowledge. Okay, I may have said it differently. I think Vidvat sannyasa is somebody who's already a jnani in the Purvashrama, in Manapastha or Grihastha ashrama, and that person just changes the ashrama, but that Sa Brahman Jnani eva asti tatra, even before and after. So Vividisha means taking the sannyasa for knowledge. So I don't remember what I said. I may have misspoke. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, because now ashrama sannyasa, we agree that the person who takes up sannyasa, he wears kashaya vastram, right? So vidvat sannyasa, I think after gaining that vidvatvam only, he takes that kashaya vastram and he becomes a sannyasi.
That is the sannyasa. That is how this word sannyasa is being interpreted.
Yeah.
That is why this word sannyasa is being interpreted. In fact, yeah.
And once he takes up that clothes, he is equated to Niragnir sannyasa because he doesn't perform any more Agni Karyas.
So the giving up of Agni Karya has nothing to do with jnana. I hope you understand.
Yeah, that is separate. Giving up Agni Karyam because, and once he becomes and I get my doubt, yogi, you said yogi is equated sannyasa, but karma yogi is in the process. That is a sopanam to become a sannyasa, right?
Right.
Karma yoga is a step towards sannyasam, gaining sannyasam.
So Krishna is saying karma yogi is almost a sannyas. Maybe not equal to sannyas, almost a sannyas. That is what he's
Almost
saying.
a sannyasi.
Yeah.
And my understanding is karma yogi is a step towards moksha to gain jnanam. Because with that attitude, prasada buddhi, samarpana buddhi, he is a karma yogi, if I correctly understand.
Correct.
So he is a step towards sannyasam, right?
Correct.
That
Correct.
is one thing. And when...
so he's saying that sannyasa, the one who takes to sannyasa, must have the karma yoga buddhi.
Yes.
Because na niragnihi. So just because somebody changes the ashrama to sannyasa need not mean the person is mature.
Okay.
That is the implication which we can also follow, right?
And in this second line, nahi asanyasta sankalpaka. That because he is already a jnani, he doesn't need any sankalpa. Sankalpa we do for any purpose. That is kamya karma, like anything. Even if I want to gain moksha or jnana, I do sankalpa. Jnanartham.
No.
So here, nahi asanyasta sankalpa. So he's saying, so we do a sankalpa in all our duties, correct, in all our rituals, etc. But the sankalpa should be for antakarana shuddhi.
Yes.
That is the transformation for us.
Yeah.
It should be for antakarana shuddhi. That is why we in our sankalpa also I keep introducing jnana siddhyartham.
Yes.
So we should also say sadhana chatushtaya praptyartham, purna chatushtaya praptyartham. Like that, we should add all those things, correct? Shamadamadi. Suppose I assess myself. Let's do an assessment of myself. Vivekam, Vairagyam, Shama, Dama, ityad. Where am I lacking? Where am I lacking? Then put that in the sankalpa. Shama praptyartham, I can say. Dama praptyartham. Because I am tending to do all these things. That is really not helping me. Sankalpa is there, correct, agreed. Sankalpa is there. But Sankalpa given up for all the other things. So that is the meaning here.
Okay.
Antakarana Shuddhi Sankalpa is there. So it's not a literal giving up of all Sankalpas like a sannyasi would. But so that is the advantage of a karma yogi who is not a sannyasi, because the person can make a Sankalpa and say, I want Antakarana Shuddhi. I want Sadhana Chatushtaya. I want Shama. I want Dhamma. I want Viveka. I want Vairagya. I want more Vairagya. Why I can't get it? You have to give it to me. Like that, I can make a Sankalpa. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very
Good.
clear. Now you made it what is ashrama sannyasa, what is vividha sannyasa, and what is a yogi and niragnir. It is very clear. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rukmini. Yeah, Mahesh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm following up on Rukmaniji's question, but I thought maybe I heard it wrong. She said you can jnana siddhyartham sankalpa, but I thought any action cannot give you jnana because the limited action cannot give you, isn't it? But we can do for antakarana shuddhi, as you said, but jnana has to be separate, isn't it? You cannot kriyas for jnana.
Yeah. So Sankalpa can be for anything. Sankalpa is a wish.
Yeah,
It's an
but
expression of a desire. It's Sankalpa. So what is your question?
so my question is, I thought jnana has to happen when the removal of ignorance. You can pray for let my ignorance, I don't know, only when the ignorance is removed, knowledge happens. So for that, I thought karma makes you fit to receive or remove the jnanam, but it is by itself is not the cause for the jnana.
Correct. Correct. Of course, karma is not a cause for ajnana and nivritti. And therefore, Sankalpa, but Sankalpa can be for anything. Sankalpa is an expression of a wish and jnana praptyartham. So, Antakarana Shuddhi praptyartham. We can always say that.
We can make jnana for jnana siddhyartham. Can
Yeah.
we can make that, no?
We can
Sankalpa.
definitely say that.
Yeah.
That is a
Jnana
Sankalpa.
siddhyartham.
That's a good Sankalpa. Yes. And so that does not mean, it is not opposed to the fact that, see, the life is full of activity. And karma is always involved. Okay. Coming to the class is a karma. So when I make the Sankalpa, the prayer is, may I come to the class? May you give me the opportunity that I don't miss any of the classes. Nothing happen during this class time. Okay, all this Sankalpa is needed. And coming to the class is a karma. See, making yourself seated is a karma, turning on the computer is a karma, everything is a karma. Do you know what? The minute you start listening, karma drops. Free will drops. Free will drops. And that is why we say karma cannot produce knowledge. Until that, all karma, all activities are karma based only. And so nothing wrong in making a sankalpa. We are not saying that. We are not negating anything we've said before by making a sankalpa.
Yeah, but my question was not, my question was like anything we do for, we said for antakarana siddhi sankalpa, for whatever we do in karma. So since karma cannot get us jnana, so this is like a wish. You, as you said, like, okay, get Parameshwara, get me jnanam, and then sit tight on it. I don't think we'll get jnanam.
Yeah, so Antakarana Shuddhi. That's why Antakarana Shuddhi is there.
Yeah.
And Jnanam means we know that we want to get knowledge. We are not ignorant. We know that very well. And so we can always pray for it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the prayer, which has knowledge in it.
Okay.
We don't know how knowledge happens. We pray for it. Correct? I don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay. Anyway, so my second question was, in this sloka, Krishna says that the karma yogi who is understood the Ishvara Prasada Buddhi and Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, with all the attitude is almost except the knowledge, right? That's what I said. So we kind of, I thought we said knowledge is only a little bit. We are covered 99%. I don't know, maybe I'm just throwing a number there, 95%, and 5% is jnana. So it's like what we last class we said, we are, Swamiji said, we are almost, but we are not there. So, so we are almost, but we are not going to get moksha. We are not going to get thing, but we get andhakara. Is that correct? Because knowledge, only when knowledge happens, moksha happens.
Correct.
And all the second chapter was on jnana yoga. I thought the weightage was so much on jnana yoga, being our ultimate goal. So we kind of, I thought we are, by equating karma yoga is almost saying we are almost stopping short of jnana yoga.
Yeah, we don't have to take it like that. He's just highlighting the importance of karma yoga. Importance of karma yoga. So, jnanam, so if the tendency is there, yeah, okay. If I study, I'll get knowledge. Okay. It need not work because Upanishad also says, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medhaya bahuna shrutena. Kathopanishad. Yama says this. He says, this Atma cannot be gained by doing pravachans, giving lectures. And what? Na medhaya na bahuna shrutena. By all, I've listened to all kinds of Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. So many Swamis I've heard. In no guarantee. He says, Nayamatma. Atma na labhyaha, cannot be gained. Atma vidya. And like that he says. Why? Because that is the thing. That is why karma yoga is so important. It is something blocking the possibility from happening. And so karma yoga is very important. And we don't worry, oh, after karma yogi, when will I become a karma yogi? When will I become a complete karma yogi and when will I get knowledge? These kind of anxieties we don't need to have. And so, therefore, karma yoga, Swami Parvadyananda keeps on saying that karma yoga, so important. Jnanam happens, great.
Right. I mean, I'm saying karma yoga. I'm not saying karma yoga is not important because in the previous chapter itself, Krishna said, if you plan to become a sannyasi without karma yoga, you have dukkha. So it is abundantly clear, at least to me, that karma yoga is necessary to get to the step. But somehow we say, kind of, you're almost there. I thought there should be still some, we are short of our objective. That's all I'm saying.
So here also karma yoga is a stepping stone to dhyanam. That is because this chapter is dhyana yoga. Topic is dhyanam. And so karma yoga is a stepping stone for dhyana. So we don't have to say, no, I don't. Who can do dhyanam? So one who is a karma yogi is qualified to do dhyana, practice the discipline of dhyana.
So that means, does that mean that when you say karma yogi can do dhyana, means you can do, while you are doing the other, developing that attitude, you can start doing in parallel the dhyanam, right? just like what we said yes in the last class, the first part, what we said was the Shravana Upasana. So same way, so it is can be done parallel or it has to be sequential. That's my question.
Yeah, so dhyanam. So we have to be more specific about dhyanam. And so that upasana has to have been done before the study of Shastram. And so if we hadn't done, we practice that upasana rupa dhyanam. And now Krishna is not really talking about upasana rupa dhyanam. Whenever he says dhyanam, he's only talking about nididhyasana rupa.
Nididhyasana, okay. I understood.
Got
Okay.
it? Yeah. Yeah, Prasad, go ahead.
Namaste. I want to just confirm the gist of this. So if I'm just giving up activities, but not the sankalpas, I am neither a yogi nor a sannyasi. So if the sankalpas are taken both by yogi and sannyasi, that is why it is said that yogi is like kind of sannyasi. Is that understanding correct?
Sankalpa is not taken by sannyasi. Okay. A sannyasi does not take sankalpa. By definition, an ashrama sannyasi does not take sankalpa. There are no sankalpas. Because that is the ashrama. The ashrama, all this Punal, etc., everything is given up. All rituals given up. All mantras also given up. Mantras also given up, except Gayatri, etc. Some mantras are kept so that the person can keep chanting that. Okay. So mantras also given up. And so that is sannyasa ashrama. And so that's how the Vedas is. And so Krishna is saying that karma yoga is so important that even more important than ashrama sannyasa. Let's put it that way. Ashrama sannyasa means the person has changed the ashrama, but person may still have to gain antakarana shuddhi through karma yoga. And karma yoga is not possible in a sannyasa ashrama. How? Why?
Actions are given up.
Huh?
Yeah, unless you continue doing karma yoga, then it is not possible to.
Unless you continue doing karma, then karma yoga is not possible. And therefore, because karma is taken away, the person doesn't have an opportunity to build on that attitude. Correct? Because no activities are there. And so that's what is being referred to here. Nahi asanyasta sankalpa. And then niragnihi. Those words referred to the sanyasta sankalpa is a ashrama sannyasi. Niragnihi is an ashrama sannyasi. And so he's giving a lot of importance to this karma yoga in the Grahastha ashrama.
Yeah, I'm like trying to see the sankalpa versus the activity here. So if the activities are given up but not the sankalpa, then I mean it's not like sannyasi or yogi, karma yogi. So because it seems your talk is like insistence on the sankalpa part of it in this sloka.
Yeah, so sankalpa, because that commitment, I must need this, I want this. Activity and all is later.
Yeah.
The decision is what drives all activity. Therefore, the decision is referred to as a sankalpa. So sankalpa is there means activity is going to be there, no doubt about that. So there is not going to be a case where there is a sankalpa but there is no activity. That is not possible.
Yeah.
That situation is not possible at all. Therefore, sankalpa, they hold on to sankalpa. Sankalpa means I want this. I made up my mind. Jayate vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate. Sangat sanjayate kama. That kama is a sankalpa. The minute I dwell on something, then I say I want it. That want is a sankalpa. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that helps somewhat, Prasad.
Yeah. I mean, because here it is said like yogi is sort of sannyasi. So that's why I was trying to say that understand that it is based on the sankalpa part of it.
Exactly.
That's what
Sankalpa.
I'm trying to
And more than sankalpa, the fact that a sannyasi has given up kamya karmas and yogi also has given up kamya karmas. Therefore, they are identical. Yogi and sannyasi are identical with respect to that. Yogi also has given up. So nyasa, the person has done renunciation. Correct?
Yes.
Therefore, they are in that respect, they are identical. Need not be identical as far as ashrama is concerned.
Yes.
Yeah. Sunita Chavendra, go ahead.
Jakumaji, one quick question. After all this conversation, I was wondering, Vidvat sannyasi doesn't have to be in the sannyasa ashrama. He can be a gruhastha and still be a Vidvat sannyasi. Correct?
See, Vidvat sannyasi. The minute you say sannyasi, you are referring to sannyasa ashrama. There, in that compound Vidvat sannyasi, in that context, we are referring to an ashrama sannyasi.
Okay.
Yeah, that is referred to when we discuss the type of sannyasis or sannyasas, we discuss Vidvat sannyasi.
So what's the equivalent of that in the grihastha? If he's Vidvat sannyasi has taken up the sannyasa ashrama, he's a jnani in the grihastha ashrama.
Jnani grahastha. He's a grahastha. Ashrama is grahastha versus sannyasi. And then jnani here. And then there jnani, then there is a special word called Vidvat sannyasi.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So Vidvat sannyasi is a sannyasi only. Ashrama sannyasi.
Okay.
Jay Kumarji.
Yeah.
I mean, by doing all this, then what does sannyasi wants then? He doesn't wish for anything?
Yeah. So this wish eventually goes away. Moksha takes away all wishes. What is the purpose of a wish? What's the definition of a wish? Wish means I want to somehow better myself. I want to become more secure. Correct? That is what a wish is. We won't say I want to be secure. We will say I want a car, another car I want. We will say something like that. So, but when Atma is seen as completely secure, then there cannot be any wish. There cannot be a wish to become more secure. That's what I mean to say. The person may want to buy this or that in order to, lead a life. But the wish to become more secure is not there. Yes or no? Do you agree with me on that?
Yes.
The
No,
wish
but
to yeah, go ahead.
okay, there is no wish. All right, because already self-realization, everything is done. Then he needs moksha, right?
Correct.
That's not a wish.
Yeah. So generally we don't put that as a wish. And moksha ichcha is a good ichcha to have. But it's not a ichcha to become more secure. It is not an ichcha for kama. It is not an ichcha for artha. Correct? It is an ichcha for moksha. That is why mumukshutvam is there. Moktum ichcha. Moktum ichcha is actually a prerequisite for shravanam. Yeah. So that ichcha we can keep. It's a different, very different kind of ichcha it is. It is actually an ichcha to move away from things, to recognize the limitation of things. So it's a good ichcha to have. Which ichcha will go away in time also. That ichcha also will go away. Correct? Yeah.
It's like a good wish.
Yeah, it's a good wish. Correct.
Oh.
It's a good wish. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Girishji, go ahead.
No, we use come across various different words like liberation, salvation, self-realization, enlightenment. All these are referring to the same, or it has got different stages.
You have to ask the people who are using those words. I don't use the word enlightenment. Swamiji doesn't use the word enlightenment. I don't use the word realization. Swamiji never uses the word realization.
Okay.
So we have to ask the people who use these words. Yeah, really, we have to, because this is the problem. Using all supreme status, samadhi, and then enlightenment, and then bliss. Bliss is another word. Is another word we don't use in Arsha Vidya tradition. The word bliss will not be found.
Okay.
Don't look for bliss in Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, okay? And you will get something else, but not bliss, because bliss means experience. Remember, these words that describe experience. How are you going to describe an experience? Suppose the sugar, the sweet, the madhuram you took, it was very good. How will you explain very good? How will you relate that experience to somebody? You can dance and say, "Oh, it was very good." Oh, you must have it. If you visit this place, you should not go without this halwa. You cannot. You can say all these things. All these, but it doesn't describe your experience at all. Therefore, these words, bliss and all these things, any word that refers to a type of experience is of no use to us. Okay.
Okay.
Enlightenment. When word moksha is there, we'll just stick with moksha. Then why bring in enlightenment? Why bring in other words? Even liberation, all these words we use because we are talking in English, we are forced to use certain words. But if you carefully look, I don't translate certain words as jiva, I'll just leave it as jiva. I don't say soul and all that. So you have no chance, you won't see me hearing the word, mentioning the word soul. Because then you may have read some book which has soul in it, now you'll bring that question here. I don't want you to do that. You just stay with the words, Sanskrit words. Correct?
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
That's our approach here. That's our approach.
Yeah. Jivan Mukti.
Correct. Jivan Mukti, Mokshaha, all these things are good words to use, and try to understand those words. But we don't replace those words with some other English words. That's not a good idea. Yeah. Somebody said in the group, we should not call it meditation, we should call it dhyana. So I was the one who's been telling all this all along. And suddenly I said meditation in a few classes. Then I had to now tell myself, yeah, I think I should be careful a little bit when I talk. So, yeah, why dhyanam is not meditation? You should be able to say. Because there is so much background in dhyanam. And the purpose of dhyanam, everything is there. And karma yoga buddhi is there. And ishwararpana buddhi is there. Okay. And prasada buddhi is there. And only then dhyanam is two types, and upasana rupa dhyanam, nididhyasana rupa dhyanam is there. All these things, the word meditation, does it convey all that? It can't convey.
But dhyanam is a Sanskrit word, and don't you think that meditation is an English word?
You can say that. You can define. When you are teaching, you can say, I am going to use the word meditation. It refers to dhyanam. And I'm going to define dhyanam for you. So don't use, when I say meditation, you think of dhyanam and think of all the background. And not meditation picked up some book. You can say that. You can start your class by saying that and correct all the students thinking that way.
Okay. Correct.
Because if I ask you all to define meditation, I will get 20 different definitions. Correct?
Yes.
That's because we are all coming from different backgrounds. And so, fortunately, dhyanam and meditation, it's a mental activity. Manasa vyaparaha, that much is there. But Saguna Brahma Vishaya and all, will it come under the definition of meditation?
No.
Well, I don't know. Well, it depends on the definition of meditation. So yeah, good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mahesh, you had a question?
I just want to comment on that, saying meditation is dhyanam, but dhyanam is not meditation.
Meditation is dhyanam, but dhyanam is not meditation. Prasad is bringing our Satya Mithya argument here. Good. Okay. Go ahead, Mahesh.
I don't know if it is not too late, otherwise you can do it in the next class. I appreciate if you could one more time define this Vidvat Sannyasi and Vividisha Sannyasi.
Sure.
If not,
sure.
maybe next class is fine.
No, I mean, it's not elaborate. See, sannyasi, is an ashrama sannyasi. Means the fourth ashrama in the Vedic lifestyle is a sannyasa ashrama. One who takes on that ashrama is called a sannyasi. And then they talk about various types of sannyasis. So based on why, the purpose of taking sannyasa, based on the purpose, there is a particular definition. And so two main things are this: Vidvidisha sannyasa and Vidvat sannyasa. So if you ask somebody, why did you take sannyasa? They can say, I want to spend full time studying the Shastra. That's the reason I took sannyasa. Like that, that person can say. Then that person is called a Vividisha sannyasi. Person is not a jnani. Person wants to pursue. No, I like it. This is my life. I've decided. And so I'm going to take sannyasa. That person is Vividisha. Vividisha word, the word means what? Veditum icha, the desire to know. Sannyasa for fulfilling the desire to know the Shastram, know Atma, is called Vividisha sannyasa. Correct? Vidvat sannyasa. Person is a jnani like Janaka. Janaka has finished all his duties. Then what? Then something happens. The Guru says, yeah, I think looks like you have you ever thought about sannyasa? Yeah. Yes, Guruji. I think it's time for it. So that's it. The time has come. Now, so that person is a sannyasi. This withdrawing. Now, why he should take sannyasa? Why should a wise person take sannyasa? No, wise person need not take sannyasa. He is unaffected by anything. But other people are affected by this wise person. That is the problem. See, our problem at home is if we do something, it's a problem. No, he's not joining us to watch TV at all. That is another kind of problem. He's always staying aloof, So the aloofness also can be a problem. So quietly withdraw. That quietly withdrawing after knowledge is called Vidvat sannyasa. Yeah. Then there is Apat sannyasa, etc. That is
I know we talked about it in previous chapters. So I was referring to my notes, but maybe it's not in this book.
Apat sannyasa means the sannyasa taken because of value.
Yeah, they like the Shankaracharya is the
Adi
Apat.
Shankara.
Yeah, because the value for sannyasa is there. That value is there. No, before I die, I must be a sannyasa. And that's the greatest benefit of living a human life. Like that, that value is there. Therefore, in the last stages, one can take to sannyasa. That is called Apat sannyasa. Yeah.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you. All right. So we'll stop with that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Thank you, Jay.